Alright, today we're working on my 2006 Can Am Outlander. I've been having trouble out of the fan coming on when it chooses to, if it comes on. So, spent a little time, done a lot of research, and I'm going to give you what I've learned so far. If anybody has anything to add to it, feel free to comment or send me a message, and we'll add it to it and see if we can give everybody a little bit of help whenever they have these issues. Alright, we're going to start and go through the elusive fan relay. It's mounted in your fuse block under the front cover on your Can Am, and it is top left side of your fuse block. The 20 amp F2 is the fuse for your fan. Alright, this relay has 5 prongs on it. The center prong is not used on the 06, so we're not going to worry too much about it. A little bit of discussion, but we're not going to go over it too much. Bottom left is your power coming in. Top right is your power going out of the relay to your fan. It travels through this brown with a red tracer, comes up into your fuse, back out of your fuse, down this black with a white tracer that runs into your fan. So that is the direction of your power. Now, with the key switch on, you will have power bottom left, bottom right, top left. That's with the relay in and testing on the terminals of the relay. With the relay out, you have bottom left, bottom right power. No power on the top side. Okay, with the fan actually on, you'll have bottom left, bottom right, top right. Now the pin in the center will have power on it with the fuse in, power on it with the fan off, and no power on it with the fan on. So the important part is bottom left, power in, top right, power out. Okay? Your power coming in comes in on this one here, which is a red with a green tracer. Okay, the next thing you need to do is test your fan. And you can do that if you have a radiator relocation kit, as I do. You could just unplug it, take it back there to your battery, hook it up, fan runs, fan's more than likely good. You could have a open winding in there that's allowing it to kick in and out sometimes at will, so it's not something you definitely want to rule out, but it is a more than likely, if it kicks in and runs, you're good. Now myself, I'm not into going through all that trouble of running wires, trying to bring wires up here to this, or taking it loose and taking it back here and plugging it into my battery. So the easiest way to me is to remember bottom left is your 12 volt power coming into your relay, and top right prong is your output power coming into your fuse, out of your fuse, and directly into your fan. So if you jumper bottom left to top right, your fan should and will come on if your fan's good. Simpler, quicker way of just testing your fan. Okay, now we're going to move to the temperature sending unit, and it is on the left side of your bike. Comes out of the top of the head. Now, to test the temperature sending unit, what I did was remove the wire and put an ohm meter across the 2 terminals inside of the temperature sending unit. Started the bike up, Now my ohm meter begins at 1,000, so with it completely cold, I had no ohms showing. I had an open loop. The warmer the bike got, the greater the resistance inside of the temperature sending unit, so you could slowly watch the ohms pulling down. And mine began at 1,000, which is where my meter begins, and at 208 degrees, mine showed 179 ohms. Now, all of them should be somewhere in that general area. So it is not a full closed loop, so this is not a fan cycle switch. What I've determined, and anyone can correct me if I'm wrong, but this is being watched by your ECM. So it is looking for a particular ohm, and in my case, mine kicks on at 208 degrees and kicks back out at 203. So my fan cycles between 203 and 208 degrees. Okay, once I felt that my sending unit was good, then I needed to test my relay. And the way I tested my relay was to create a fault code. Right? And I created a fault code by turning it on. Now, if you unplug the sending unit, your fan will come on, but it does require the fault code in order for it to come on. So if we start it up, alright, and if you watch, maybe you can see the fan actually kick on right after the fault code comes up. There's fan, there's fault code. Alright, so now we know the relay is good. We know the relay is good because the fan actually kicked on as soon as we created a fault code for it. So that brings you back to, still could, if it's really intermittent, you still could have a problem with your sending unit. The sending unit may not be pulling down to the ohms that the ECM is looking for. Now, one thing I did fail to mention, I did find only 5 volts on this this wire coming out of the ECM to the sending units. Not sure what the voltage is supposed to be on that. As I said, I don't have a manual, so kind of working this out as I go. I actually managed to find my problem in the back of the ECM as I was moving things around. I felt it click in a little bit, and my fan began to work. So I know what my issue is, and could possibly be your issue also if you're having this problem. And they plug in right there. So might want to make sure those are snapped in real good. If you do a lot of water riding, as I do, then you may have some water or some dirt in there. So that is not a bad spot to check first before you do as I've done and pulled the whole thing apart trying to find the issue. But I did manage to learn a lot from it, and hopefully this will help you too.